Hello, HealthiCureans! Welcome back to our kitchen. Today I'm trying something relatively new, Unscripted, and I'm going to be working through this Soup Sound cookbook by Mark Reinfeld. And what's exciting about this book, it's written by a guy who used to have a restaurant on the island of Kauai, and he did vegan food, which I find very appealing. This is a vegan soup book, and considering the cold weather outside, soup just feels right for the season. So let's see. I got the ingredients to make an Italian meal with zucchini and a little bit of saffron. Okay, broiled zucchini soup with saffron, page 42. It says here, saffron, the stigma of the crocus flower that is hand harvested, is one of the world's most costly spices, but it's well worth the price. Let me show you, I have some right here. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorite spices and flavors in the entire world. Look at this lovely red spice. It imparts a distinctive yellow flavor to dishes, and it is often common in Middle Eastern cuisines, but this European dish is fun. It's going to be using zucchini, and I'm going to broil them to greatly bring out the flavor. And let's get going. So, onion, garlic, zucchini, 1, 2, 3. So we've got zucchini. It calls for some corn, but I don't have it fresh at the moment, so I'm going to use organic sweet whole corn, red bell pepper, some oil, a little bit of paprika. I've got smoked, sea salt. Actually, I've got Himalayan salt. I ran out of my sea salt at the moment. Some black pepper. My darling bought me some lemon pepper, so we'll work with that. So I actually don't have any veg stock at the moment, but I'm gonna make some with some water, and better than bouillon. This stuff works wonders to bring out a lot of depth of flavor. Mushrooms. Got mushrooms here, lemon juice. So I got the dill, a little tamari. Got some tamari. Okay, so let's go over our ingredients. I'm gonna make a veg stock with the bouillon, add some distinctive flavor with the saffron. We've got our zucchini and onion and bell pepper to form the base of veg, garlic to give it some kick, little mushrooms, pepper. Our fat is olive oil, which is interesting because we're working with like a European style dish here, but we have the influence of tamari. So that's unusual. Got some corn and the paprika. So we're kind of like Italy, Hungary, Iran. This is an unusual dish, but I'm looking forward to tasting it. All right, so first things first, we're gonna put the oven on broil. Get things nice and hot for these veggies. I'm gonna cut them up, toss them with some oil, and we're gonna broil them up to bring out that real depth of flavor. So for me, this is kind of fun because I'm usually working on a script and everything's a lot more prepped in advance. This is kind of an intimate look at how I'm actually cooking in my kitchen. So I look forward to seeing how this does. Clean things up here. You know, I'm just starting this channel out and I was getting something like a handful of views on the videos, so I figured maybe I should just work on getting intimate, showing the audience, you guys, the HealthiCureans out there, what it's actually like to be with me in my kitchen. So I'm trying a new approach. I hope it goes well. So, what are we supposed to do with the zucchini? Let's see here. We are supposed to chop it up into 1/2-inch pieces. So I've been trying to crack the code when it comes to YouTube. I'm not even sure why, to be honest with you. Like, YouTube seems like a reasonable endeavor, but when I crunch the numbers, it seems like it's going to be hard to make a living on this platform. That said, I've always found food to be one of the keys to a good life. Like, if we're close in our connection to our cuisines, then the quality of our life is just generally higher. So that's how I honestly look at it. I'm not sure this is going to be a very profitable endeavor as far as finances go, but I do think it has a lot of potential to profit me in other ways. And I can showcase my passion for the cuisine of the world, being a curious cook, and just overall get more proficient in my kitchen. And that's a reasonable and worthwhile goal to me. So we've got about 4 cups of chopped zucchini here. To put the onion, garlic, zucchini, corn, and bell pepper all in a bowl and mix it well. Then transfer it to a well-oiled baking sheet and, put it in the oven. So we're gonna chop it all up. So I've got a friend, musician, who said that one of the best ways to approach this would be to approach the channel. Would be to create entertaining asides for people while they're spending time in their kitchen. So this is kind of the goal of this video. It's one of the first long form, if you will, content pieces I've ever created. So I'm trying to cook alongside you so we can be doing this thing together. And to me that just seems like the right step because we have a community. We are doing it, and we are doing it together. I'm gonna try my best to edit this as little as possible and just keep it real with you. If I had a script, I probably would be saying some more wider things, but what's kind of cool about this is I feel free. I'm just doing my thing here and riffing, but it is reassuring knowing that hardly anybody's out there watching it. At least at this point in the game. Maybe one day soon. Soon enough, with consistent content creation, you might get a channel worth its salt. Even wants the mushrooms in here? Nah, not yet. I was thinking that's a little early, huh? Place some mushrooms in there, they might not cook at the same ratio. I'm even surprised that we put the bell peppers in. But it is what it is. We're just following the recipe. Usually I just take a laissez-faire approach to recipes. I'll read it over, I'll see what it's trying to say, and I will then create my own interpretation, which is not exactly what I'm doing today. I'm trying to follow the recipe pretty closely, and we'll see how that pans out. What I do here, if I've got this leftover onion especially, I'll put that in the freezer, and later on I will make a vegetable broth once I have enough. What does it say to do with the onion? Chop it up. It actually wants bigger pieces than that. This is fun though, I kind of like this format. It's free and I can work with another person's recipe, which is cool. Most of the time I'm not cooking on recipes. Here's my little storage spot. When that's all full, I'm gonna reduce it down and cook it for a long period of time with some of the healthy water here, and that will create a lovely broth. But for the meantime, I'm going to produce my broth with this bouillon. Garlic's hard to work with. To be honest, a lot of the time I'm just using pre-minced garlic. It's so much easier. But here, wants 4 large garlic cloves. I do know one trick when it comes to garlic, and that's like this. Take it, hit it down, pops it open. It makes it so much easier to work with. Boom, 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 boom. So I was getting at the heart of the YouTube thing earlier. What I like about this content creation thing is it's giving HealthiCurean a voice. It's an opportunity to discuss health, wellness, being curious in the kitchen, exploring different cuisines through in their cultures. I love that. I love that. So it's just a platform for me to continuously pursue that. And hopefully over time I get a little bit smoother. Anyway, that doesn't look like enough garlic. I think I'm gonna give it a little bit more. I like garlic. So it calls for 4 cloves, but I'm gonna go for like 6. In the loop, like what I do like is that there's opportunity for brand partnerships. That seems to be better than the ad revenue. Okay, next step. Gotta add the oil, paprika, a little bit of the salt and pepper now. This is kind of like a Hungarian edition, which is cool. Go with the oil. Now this is certainly Italian, Spanish. Love that olive oil. What else did it say? Pepper. So we're gonna do lemon pepper, and you know what? This is in my opinion, a little bit better than just regular pepper because it has that lemon zest, that acidity to brighten dishes. Looking really nice. Check that out. Beautiful, beautiful. Oil on it. In the oven, broiler. I think there's a lot of distance to carry there. Let me get that up. That is certainly going to do them better. All right, what else? What else does it say here? So 15 minutes, okay. Meanwhile, place the veg stock, mushrooms, and saffron threads in a 3-quart pot over medium heat. And when they're done broiling, add them along to the pot. Include the additional salt to taste and stir well before serving. Boy, that's so easy. There's hardly anything to do there. Oh, but you know what? I forgot to add the corn. I'm gonna add that on top. This is fun. This is like so intimate. This is how I do my thing in the kitchen. And it's not like well prepped. Interesting, I find it more engaging for me in a way. We'll see how long the editing process is and if it's a worthwhile way to continue on, but I like it so far. Let me show you guys what that actually looks like. I'm bringing the camera over here. Ooh, nice. Ooh, nice. That's looking very delicious. All right, now let's get on with the broth. It's just roughly chopped. Okay, so I lost you somewhere there. I don't know when we cut out, but unfortunately, that's what you get when you have only one person on a team. I was leaving the camera over there, hoping that it would continue on through the whole process, and it didn't. So I don't know how much I lost, but I'm not gonna let it really knock me down. I've made a great dish here, broiled zucchini soup with saffron. Come over and take a look.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
What I love is the different textures that you have in vegetables here. You have some that are broiled, some that are cooked in the broth, like the mushrooms and saffron broth. That is so umami, rich, kind of Iranian in influence. Could call it Eastern European. We have the Hungarian paprika, smoked paprika. That's so flavorful. And then all the veggies that were broiled. And as I was discussing earlier, I'm not sure if this made it in the video or not, but I was talking from Ottolenghi's book on flavor about the benefits of what happens when you char a vegetable. And the science is relatively simple to understand. There's creating a chemical change when you've got so much heat coming on the outside of the veggie, and the amino acids and sugars are rearranging themselves nicely to create a concentration of flavors that is complex and bitter and sweet all at the same time. So I love that. And you can see that on pieces here. Like, come on over and I'll show you. We can see that on like the outside of the onion here and the outside of the zucchini here. That little charred element is going to add a nice complexity to the soup overall. So it looks delicious.
It certainly does.
You don't have to be so close in on it. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Delicious.
So exotic.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Kind of like a fusion, not hard to pin down a pure spot that this soup would have come from with all the different influences. Because the saffron is unusual. We have tamari in there, but then again olive oil, so that kind of throws the whole
So you have
geography for a
Asian
whack.
and Indian all mixed together?
We have somewhat Asian, somewhat Indian, somewhat Italian. I was thinking it would originally be kind of an Italian soup, but it's really all over the board. I can tell you though, for vegans and veggies lovers, that looks delicious.
Yum, yum.
How it is. You know what I like about that bite I just had? Texture. We've got crunchy corn and soft mushrooms, and the broth is of so much depth. Just created by that little bouillon added to it. I mean, it took all in all less than a half hour to make this delicious, healthy soup, which is so good on a cold day like today. Let me try one more bite and see what it is. Honestly, that broth is so killer. It's warm, round, really rich. I love it. Okay, HealthiCureans, thank you for joining me today. That was fun. We tried something totally new. No script, just off the cuff. And there were parts of it I really liked. I felt free in a way. Parts of it I didn't like so much. I wasn't sure how much value I was adding to your cooking experience. I know a script can help with that, but it was overall fun, worthwhile to try something new. And it certainly was easier on my part. I didn't have as much prep work, so I liked that. But let me know what you thought. If you like this style or if you like more scripted videos, and I will change the direction moving forward if needed. Thank you for your time, and look forward to cooking with you again in a week or so. Cheers. Every 9 days, 3 times a month. That's what I'm shooting for now. All right, see ya.